Hi everyone, it's Adriana here and thanks for joining me here today. Today I'm going to create this card. May this day bring you joy and happiness, and perfect sentiment for this card. I'm using Couture Creations alcohol ink markers and also a couple of stamps from the You Go Girl collection of stamps and mini dies. So I'm going to show you how to create this card step by step. So thanks for joining me here today. I have all the list of all the products I've used in the description down below in my video. I'm using these Couture Creations precision stamp press to create some of the stamping elements for this card. I'm using the outline ink pad black and the alcohol markers. I have a list of all the colors I've used for my cards in the description below. And I'm also using some stamps and mini die sets. These are great little stamps and it includes the dies, and I'm going to show you how you can create a mask with one of the die cuts using the Couture Creations You Go Girl collection of mini stamps and dies. So I'm loading up my stamp with the outline pad. This is a great ink using on your blending cardstock, ready for colouring in with your alcohol markers. And the precision stamp set platform is a perfect tool in creating great stamping elements, and if you haven't got a complete image done perfectly, you can actually reload the ink and do it again and press down again. So I've just cut out with the die the outline of this flower, and this is a great idea of showing you how you can use that little cutout to create a mask. So now I want to stamp another flower on my page. I won't have the image overlapping the other flower because I want to create two beautiful flowers next to each other, and I don't want to cut them out. I just want to stamp and color the two images on top of each other without cutting out anything. So I have two perfect flower images ready to color. I'm also going to do this with the leaf die and mini stamp set. It's called the Flexing Branch Mini Stamp and Die Set, and I'm using still the mask of the flower over the flower before I stamp the image of the leaf. And you can see me, I'm placing the mask with a bit of washi tape over that flower. And now I'm just positioning where I like to have the leaf stamp over next to the flower and pressing down so it attaches to the cover of my precision stamp press, and I'm just now loading up the stamp leaf with the Stampin' Color outline black ink pad. I'm going to do the same technique of using the masking of that flower over the flower and adding some extra leaves around my flower. I've done this I think 3 times. So these mini stamp and die sets are perfect for stamping an image, colouring them in and then cutting out with a die cutting machine, or you can use them as cutting out pieces to go over your image to use it as a mask. Just another way, a tool of using stamps and die sets. A really great technique, and especially colouring in with the alcohol ink markers. They are a great tool for all colouring and paper crafters. now I'm ready to colour in with my alcohol ink markers. I'm using the blending combination of these 4 colours to create my flowers. I have that listed down below, and also the green leaves. I'm just going to quickly fast forward this video. I don't think you need to see me do this in slow motion, but you can stop at any time you want in the stop button to just see and catch up with me. So I'm colouring in and using the lightest colour first, colouring in a little bit of shading in the centre with the next darkest colour, and so forth, and using also the blender, the blending pen, which is number 0, the Colourless Blending Pen, to give it highlights. Now using the blending pen, which as you can see, I've just wiped it over the colour, it actually takes away and highlights that shading and just gives the highlights to any elements that you've coloured in. Just going in with a little bit of yellow just to give it a bit of colour contrast in the centre, just highlighting the edges around with a little darker shade of the alcohol ink markers. Now I'm going in and colouring in the leaves. I'm using 3 colours here, and I have that listed down below in my video description, and using the lighter colour first, highlighting it around the stems and also the veins of the leaves with the next darker shade and also the next other darker shade, and then highlighting with a little bit of yellow and also the blending pen as well. I'm going now around the edges of my leaves and my flower with the skin tone color of alcohol marker, just to give it a bit of shading down underneath the actual flower, so they're not floating, they're sort of on a page. I'm now using some of the alcohol ink markers to create a bit of a spatter effect. So I just squiggled some of the colour onto my glass media mat, adding a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and with my brush I'm just flicking on the colour just to give a bit of texture to my page. I could also use a stencil to give a bit of texture, and also I could use a little bit of alcohol ink over the page. But this is my little beautiful card. I just matted it on a card. I stamped the sentiments: may this day bring you joy and happiness, with a black Stays in Place ink pad. And it's just a simple card that anyone can do, colouring in and using the stamp sets from You Go Girl collection. Thanks for joining me today. As I said before, all the list of materials are in the description below in this video. I have a list of all the blog and the Couture Creations blog. If you want to know more about Couture Creation products, please visit couturecreations.com.au. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.